Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Hi there.
Today, we're looking into a company called GPS DataViz. They're focused on helping sports teams make smarter training decisions.
Yeah, it's a really interesting area. I mean, to think of it, teams these days, pretty much every sport, they collect just tons of data.
Right. GPS trackers, heart rate monitors, all that stuff.
Exactly. How far players run, heart rate variability, even subjective things like how they're feeling.
Yeah.
But having all that data isn't the same as understanding it.
Okay, so that's the core issue then, just this massive amount of raw information.
That's a huge part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
The real challenge is taking all those numbers and turning them into something, well, genuinely useful.
Useful how? Like actionable for the coaches.
Precisely. If you can't easily see what the data means for, say, next week's training, or if a player is maybe being overworked, then you're not really getting the full benefit. It's like information overload, wasted time, maybe even less effective training.
It sounds like trying to drink from a fire hose, almost. So this company, GPS DataViz, how do they help teams sort through all this? What's their approach?
Well, their platform basically acts as a central hub. Think of it like one main dashboard for all the team's performance info.
Ah, okay. So it pulls data from all those different gadgets.
Yeah, exactly. It connects with the various systems, GPS, heart rate, whatever the team uses, and pulls it all together automatically.
Which must make life easier for the staff.
Definitely. It means the coaches, the trainers, the sports scientists, they can all see the same picture.
Yeah.
Everyone's working from the same information, which is crucial.
Right. It gets everyone on the same page. So, okay, the data is all in one spot. How does it then become, practical insight, not just numbers?
This is where it gets quite clever. The platform generates reports really, really quickly.
How quick is quick?
We're talking roughly a minute, seriously fast.
Wow.
And these aren't just data dumps. They summarize the key stuff, training load, how athletes are recovering, things like that. Very clear summaries.
That sounds like a massive time saver. Coaches must spend ages manually crunching numbers otherwise.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
The company estimates it could save coaches something like 90 hours across a year.
90 hours. That's significant.
It really is. That's time they could be spending, actually coaching, planning, strategizing, not stuck in spreadsheets.
Okay, so it handles the what happened. Does it do anything more predictive? Looking ahead?
It does, yeah. That's another layer. It uses all that historical data, the patterns from past sessions, to actually forecast what might happen in future training.
Forecast what exactly? Like effort levels?
Things like how much running an athlete might do, or how much high-intensity work, sprinting, that sort of thing. It gives coaches a heads up.
And how does knowing that potential workload help a coach plan?
Well, it allows for much more proactive planning. Instead of just reacting, coaches can design sessions knowing the likely demands. They can adjust things.
To avoid overtraining, maybe? Or even undertraining?
Both. Exactly. It helps manage that balance, pushing athletes enough, but not too much. The idea is that this kind of informed planning could really help reduce injury risk, maybe by 30, even 50% in some cases.
That's a huge potential impact on player availability. Speaking of injuries, what happens when someone does get hurt? Does the system help manage that?
Yep, it covers that too. There are features for tracking athlete wellness. They can report how they feel each day.
Ah, the subjective side.
Right. And also managing injuries directly, tracking progress from the moment it happens right through to return to play.
Okay.
And importantly, the system's smart enough to automatically exclude data from injured players when looking at team averages.
Oh, that's clever.
Okay.
So injured players don't skew the overall team picture.
Exactly. Keeps the insights relevant to the active squad.
Okay, so we've got data aggregation, fast reports, predictive stuff, injury management. I also heard something about DataViz AI. What's that piece?
Think of that as like a smart assistant built into the platform.
An assistant for data.
Kind of, yeah. Instead of coaches having to, dig through reports to find a specific answer, they can just ask questions.
Ask questions, like typing them in.
Yeah, using natural language. Simple questions like, who's the fastest player last week? Or maybe, how does this month's training load compare to last month?
And it just gives them the answer.
And it gives them a quick, direct answer. It just makes getting those specific insights much, much faster. Less time searching, more time understanding.
That does sound genuinely useful. So pulling it all together then, what's the real bottom line benefit for a team using something like GPS DataViz?
Ultimately, it's about changing how teams interact with their data, all those numbers, and makes them clear, makes them accessible and predictive even. It helps teams train smarter,
Manage players better.
manage player workload more effectively, yeah. Make more informed decisions day to day, which, can hopefully lead to better performance on the field and, crucially, fewer injuries. It's about moving from guesswork and intuition to more data-driven knowledge.
So GPS DataViz is really about translating that complex sports science data into something practical, understandable, something that actively improves performance and helps keep athletes healthy.
That's the core idea, yes. Making data work for the team.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How having that kind of clear, intelligent overview could fundamentally shift how training decisions get made, moving away from just reacting to things towards really proactive strategic planning.
Absolutely. A big shift.